this is what we're going to create in this video. But I want you to remember to like and subscribe, and let's start. Before starting, I want you to show how to create guides that will help us during the animation. To do so, go here, then enable guides and the rulers, and also the title and the center. Then go up here and drag the line down at the center, and from here another line to the center. And we'll also create a line for the title, up and down, and also here right and left. Okay, then we can disable center and the title and go up here and check the lock guides so we can't move them anymore. Now go to the effects, then to the effects section and drag fusion composition into the timeline. Make it longer, at least, I don't know, 10 seconds, so something like this. And then select the fusion composition, right click and go to open in Fusion page. The background I'm gonna use is B2BG, and I made a tutorial on it. I will leave you the link about the tutorial here. And yeah, that's the background we're gonna use. What we can do here is organize a little, and I'm gonna use a vertical construction, so something like this actually. Here we're gonna group it, Command G to group, and F2 to rename, and I'm gonna call it background, like this. Then what we're gonna do is add a merge node connected here. Then we're gonna create the eye and the bars. But before, right click, go to the guides and enable show guides. Right click again, go to the guides and check snap to guides. So go to the media pool. I will add an eye on each corner, but you can put whatever you want. I won't leave you the assets, but you can find it easily on the internet. Here we're gonna add a transform node and we're gonna size it down. This will be our size down. Then what I'm gonna do is add another transform, and this will be our positioner. I don't know if I can call it like that, but doesn't matter. We will position it on the top right here. In the size down, I'm gonna also rotate the angle like this. Now we can move this on the left, right click the positioner and add a duplicate node like this. Make sure there are 2 copies, and we will set the angle to 180 degrees. So we have 2 copies on the opposite side. Now let's make a little space and we will add the bars. To do so, it's quite easy. Just add another merge here like this. Just add a text plus node right here. Connect it. Here you have to add some bars like this. You can size it up. And what we can do is change the V anchor to up. And now we can put it in the corner. We can increase the size or increase the amount of bars. Then just copy the duplicate node, put it here, and like you can see we have the same thing at opposite sides. Okay, so this will be our background. Now make it a little bit closer and move this here. And here I will add a drop shadow like this, and you can't see anything, but if we change it to red, like you can see there is some shadow. You can adjust it, the blur, the distance until you're happy. And yeah, maybe something like this. A little bit more of blur and the strength up. I don't know, play with it until you're happy. Now I'm gonna change the color back to black. And yeah, that's our background. Now let's organize the nodes. Here I'm gonna group it and I'm gonna call this bars. I'm gonna group these 2 and I'm gonna call it eyes. Now we can just align everything. And here we'll create a underlay node and we can rename it to. Here to rename it, you have to click it, but if you click the underlay, you select everything. But if you hold the Option or Alt, you can just select just the underlay, and here we can rename it to BGL elements, like this. Now to create the dash line, just add a text plus node and connect it to the merge. And here on the text, we will change the font to Inter, and we'll add some dashes instead of the text. Here you can also change the size, the color, whatever you want. And then we're going to layout, set your playhead to the start, go to type and change it to pet. Here you can start to draw your pet, just follow the grid of the background, so something like this should work. And yeah, should be something like this. Yeah. Now you can go here, select the select tool, select everything and hit Shift S, or if you don't want to use shortcuts, just click this icon. Like you can see, we have our pet. Just go to the text node and increase the dashes until they match perfectly the line. Like you can see, we have our line. You can, of course, adjust it, maybe like this. Just play until you're happy with the result. Okay, I'm gonna change the text to match the line. And yeah, we have our pet. And the next step is to add the gaps where we will put the text. So we will click the line and we will add a bitmap node, not here, but right here. And what the bitmap does is actually converts the text to a mask. Like you can see, it's a mask. Why we are creating a mask? It's just to add gaps in the line. So go to the bitmap, add an ellipse, move the nodes a little bit to the right, link the width to the height of the ellipse, make the height a little bit smaller, increase the softage, and change the paint mode from merge to subtract. And I'm gonna decrease the size a little more. And now I'm gonna put it here. Just try to match the line. Shouldn't be perfect, but just a little. Now just copy the ellipse and copy it right here. And when you select the second ellipse and holding command, click the line and move the second ellipse to the as close as possible to the line point. It should match. And copy the ellipse and paste it again. Select the ellipse, select the line, command or control, and match the point. Yeah, and just copy it another time, paste it, command to select the line, and move it up here. And like you can see, we have created the gaps in our line, like this. We have a gap, a gap, a gap, and a gap. We will put the text there, so that's why we created the gaps. So now I'm gonna group this ellipse with Command G. I'm gonna rename them to gaps. I'm gonna move it right there. Now that we created the gaps, this is still a mask, so we should add a background node right here. We will connect like this, and then like this. So by changing the color of the background, we can change the color of the line, but I'm gonna leave it to something like gray, because if we put it black, we can't even see it, I think. So yeah, put something like this. Now we're gonna create the text. To do so, just add a text plus node, connect it to the background, rearrange everything because it's a little broken, and change the font to Inter, the type to black, and we're gonna change the shading options. We will change the type from solid to gradient, and we will change the color white to orange, and we'll bring this a little bit here. You can also add other things, but I'm not gonna do that for now. This will be renamed to step, and we will also copy and paste, connect it here, set the merge here. We'll rename this to number, change the text to #1, and we will go to layout and we will bring it a little bit down like this. Go to the shading, change the color to something like this, and yeah, let's bring it down a little bit more. Okay, so this will be our text. We have to add transform and to go to the center, go to modify width and check shake. Go here, change the minimum to 0.45, maybe 8. Let's make 5, and this will be 0.55. So the shake will be between the values of 45 and 55, and we'll increase the smoothness and set a random seed. And like you can see, the text moves. It's a little bit too much, so let's change it to 48 and 52. And sorry, not 52, 52. Let's try. Yeah, it's kind of smooth. Maybe a little bit smoother. Okay, yeah. Even if I think it still moves a little too much. So just to make sure, let's make 49 and 51 like this. That works. Rename this node to shake. So now we're gonna add the node for the animation, and then I will show you how to change everything. So here we're gonna add another transform node, and we'll call it reveal 60, and go to the size. Here modify with anim curves. I'm gonna set the playhead to 0. Go to the modifiers, change the source to custom, set a keyframe. Go here and I don't know, maybe at 15 frames or 16 frames, set another keyframe, set this to 1. Then change the scale to 1 and change the easing to elastic like this. Like you can see, we have our text popping in. Now we can select everything and we can create a group, name it step. Sorry, we can't name it step, so this will be our step group. Then we'll copy and create an instance, so Command-Shift-V, and we'll do it 4 times for the 4 texts. Connect them here, this, make a little bit of space, connect this as well. Then we'll connect this to this. It's kind of messy, but trust me, it's gonna work. Here we're gonna add a transform node, then copy it and paste it. Then select the transform, and I'm gonna control click the line, and we're gonna align the text. So here we're gonna align it to each point, something like this. Okay, time one, hashtag one. Why it's time? Actually, I don't know. It's not time. It's the step. Okay, and this is the first one. Go here and change the second one to align it better. Check the line. Go up here and just set it here. Then we're gonna open the group, go to the instance number, open this section, go here, right click, and the instance. Here we'll change the number to 2. Then we're gonna select the second transform, move it somewhere right here. Sorry, the third one. Click the line and align them as close as possible. Then open the group. Yeah, go here, instance, right click the instance and set it to 3. Close this group, go to the transform, move it, select the line, match it as close as possible. Okay, something like that. Open the group, go to the instance number, right click and the instance again, and change it to 4. We can close right here, and like you can see, we just created all the steps. But now they are animating all at the same time, and it's a problem, but we'll fix this as soon as possible. Place the playhead to the frame number 20, and go to the line, set the right on to 0, go up to, I don't know, 180, just like you want. This will determine the speed, and move it all up. So like right now we can see the line animating. It's a little slow, so I'm gonna close the media pool, open the keyframe editor, you can find it right here, and we will make them a little bit closer, something like 150 frames, I don't know, let's try. Okay, that's good, I think, but we have to fix some issues, and what I mean by that, it's we're gonna select the line, and we're gonna use the second display to match them. So open the second display, go to the first, here we're gonna use as the first one the line, and let's look at the line. When the line hits the first point, we will set a keyframe, then go forward. When it hits the third point, we'll set a keyframe, and yeah, now we can go to disable this view all full screen, go to the line, Command F, just remove the path, it doesn't matter, and the right on start, it doesn't matter. Command F, Command A and F. So like you can see, we just made it slow down where the text appears, so it's easier for the animation. Select again F, hit T and lock this and set it to 40 maybe, and the animation should be a little bit smoother. Yeah, now our line is animated, like you can see, but the text pop-ups all at the same time. To fix this, just go here, select everything, move it onto the right, and here you can add a time speed node, and we will change the delay from here interpolation mode to nearest and the delay. So move forward in time. When you see the line close to the text, just move the delay and until you see just a little pop-up of the text. Then you can move a little bit forward in time, and when you see the line close, just copy the delay and paste it here and give more delay until you see a little pop of the text. Go up in time and until you see the line close to the text, and paste again and increase the delay again. So now if you look at the animation, we can see it works as intended. Yeah, it works. Okay, so we have our animation, and now we can create the last animation of everything. To do so, we can group, I think. Yeah, we can go here and add a group, and we'll name it steps, like this. Okay, here we'll create another transform. Sorry for the shortcut. We'll click the merge and add a transform node, and we'll call it animation, anim, and yeah. Now go to the first seconds. When you see the line starting, just go back a few frames, and maybe 30, and set the size and the pivot. Now you can increase the size to something like 2, and you have to move the pivot to the right and then to the bottom until you hit the center. So let's use the guides to understand it, to see if it's centered like this. Now it's centered, like you can see. Now what we can do, it's before the animation, we can go to the merge one and set it in the second view, split the view, and we can go forward in time And when we see the text appearing, so right here, we're gonna click the animation and move the pivot to match the animation, so something like this. Remember, the text should be at the center, so the pivot will not match the center. And yeah, it should be correct. Let's see. Yeah, like you can see, we hit the second. So now you have to hold until you see the line going out of the text, so somewhere like this, and set another keyframe, then move forward in time until you see the line hitting the next title. So it's yeah, it's here, and we can animate it. So change the pivot again until you match the text, and yeah, try to animate it. Yeah, we have it. Now we will hold until the line appears right here, so something like this, and we will move again in time until we see the line here. So right here, just change the pivot, I don't know, and yeah, we have to line it at the center. Okay, right now it's a problem because we have just, here would be 1, I think, and we will adjust the center, something like this. Yeah, and let's see. Okay, we have it, so it should be good. Now we will hold for, I don't know, maybe some, yeah, until frame 160, maybe, I don't know, 150, how you prefer. Set a keyframe, we'll hold it, and then at frame 170, yeah, could be good. We can add another keyframe and we'll decrease the size. And now we can try to see the animation, disable the guides, we don't need them, and let's see. Okay, like you can see, the animation is quite broken, I think. Yeah, let's disable the displacement, go to the zoom, and I'm gonna actually delete these keyframes, I don't need them. I'm gonna zoom again, Command F, Command A, and I'm gonna set it to S, and then I'm gonna set this to 70. You can access this panel with the T, and change the displacement. I'm gonna make it full screen. I don't know what happened here actually, but I'm gonna select this and hit Shift L to adjust it, and here when it zooms out, I'm gonna line it again, and I'm gonna delete this. We don't need it. So okay, here we have a problem because we have a little bit we're a little bit out of the screen, so just fix it like this and you should be good. Actually put it to 0 and you're good to go. Here we're gonna zoom, and we're gonna set for each of this, we're gonna ease it with S for each of these ramps going up. The straight lines, you should leave them as they are. So select this, S again, and let's take a look what we're got. Okay, like you can see, we have our animation, and yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna disable the motion blur and high quality for better performance. The animation is this one, and it's working. You can also add other effects on top of each element, but the animation is all of this, so yeah. I think I also added the liquid effect to the background, and I also added the shake on the line, and I tweaked maybe some some elements. You can also add glow on the text, you can add glow to the line, the shadow on the text, here maybe glow, I don't know, you can play around, but the animation, it's this one, so it's quite easy in the end. You have to just follow the structure, because like you can see, the first thing I created is the background. So this is the background, the bars, the everything, the whole composition. Then I created the elements, and I animated each local element. You have to have the difference between local elements and global elements. So you have local animations and global animations, and the animations on the text, it's local, and the animation of the zooming and going through elements, it's global. So I think this is the key element for this animation, because you can't, if you do this animation first, so the zoom and the everything, it will be hard to animate the everything else, like the test after, because you have this zoom and you don't even know where you are in the frame. So yeah, make the animations, global animations later, and make the single elements before, so you have a better structure. Said so, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a little bit longer. The video could be a little confusing for new people, but yeah, it's a long tutorial, and you know, I usually don't do such long tutorials, but I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what do you think. If something is not clear, just let me know in the comments, or just join the Discord and ask me everything you want. I always read the comments, and I always read the Discord. So yeah, that's all for this tutorial. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.